Slippy corners can be really tricky and actually quite intimidating. I'm sure we've all gone down on a slippy corner.
So we might even have been down, and this is our guide on how not to crash like I did. This is how to ride slippy turns.
First, make sure you've got the basics of cornering nailed. So think about lowering your centre of gravity to the bike to try and find that grip. So a good way of doing that is to lower your outside foot. However, on slippery corners, I would try and stay up on 2 feet a little bit. If you drop that outside foot too early, it's like being stood on 1 foot. And that isn't very stable. Especially here, it's a little bit rough and the bike might move around unexpectedly. So keep on 2 feet level and then drop your outside foot.
Learning to drift and getting comfortable doing so is perfect for riding slippery corners. To practice this is great when you can find a place like this where there's no obstacles around, the ground's super slippery and soft. So when you crash, you're not going to hurt yourself. The more you practice the drift, the better you'll get and more comfortable you'll get when the drift starts to happen. So when the unexpected comes up, like the rear wheel starts to drift or the front, you're not going to panic and you'll just ride it out.
One tip that works well for all sorts of cornering is trying to keep your head up and look to the exit, but it can be harder than you think. Something that feels horrible and really frustrating in corners is when you stall, and that's normally caused by bad planning. So you've not looked to your line, you've not looked to the exit, and then you have to hit the brakes. It kills your momentum, and personally it makes me feel like I've completely forgotten how to ride a bike. So if that is happening a lot, think about taking a step back on the speed and concentrate on being smooth, flowing through the corners and regaining some of your confidence.
On these really slippy corners, you're going to have to take more measured steps. You're going to have to come in a lot more controlled and composed on the bike. You can't be really aggressive sometimes, just pushing that bike in. Sure, you might find grip, but you find you might lose the traction a lot faster. Tyre choice can really come down to this. I've got really slick, fast rolling cross-country tyres. If you compare it to what Neil and even Blake have got on, they've got big, aggressive downhill tyres that can really dig into the ground and give you a lot more traction. One other point as well is that you can actually dab. Taking your foot off, lowering your centre of gravity is going to give you more grip onto the tyres. Plus, if you do feel that you're getting a little bit out of control or sideways, then you can just stamp it down, putting you back in an upright position and gaining control again. When you're braking, you're riding those slippy turns, what you don't want to be doing is applying really sharp jabs of the brake. What that's actually going to do is just make you lose a little bit of traction. The tyres are going to change the direction, the back wheel or the front wheel can move out, and you want to keep away from that front brake, especially heavy movements on it. Apply light braking, and if you can, actually do all your braking before you get into the corner so you have more control and composure on the bike.
That's it for how to ride slippery corners. Takes a bit of practice.
Yeah, I think I need some more practice after that introduction, but you know.
Click over here to subscribe to GMBN, it's totally free if you haven't done already.
And click right down here for how to ride loose turns, similar but slightly different.
Click over here for tyre tread pattern explained.
And there's only one thing left to do, give us a thumb up, like, and make sure you share this video.